How do you feel when I do not answer your question? That is exactly how one feels when he is godless. Because you want God, what's his name?
Abhishek.
Because you want God, Abhishek, that's why you want the answer to this question. God is the answer to all questions. Why does anybody ever want anything? Because he actually wants God. God is the end of all the things that you want. And therefore those who have gone a little mad have said God is everything that you want. As they say, love is all you need. They have said God is all you need. The thing is, you are a man of need. You need, and you keep needing. So there must certainly be something that you are asking for. That is God, Abhishek. You don't have to strive for God. You are striving for God. Are you not needy? Then you are spiritual. Don't you want food? Then you are a devotee. You believe in ghosts, so to counter that, you start believing in gods. And then you make it ghosts versus gods in your inner battlefield, and because you are the referee, you make the gods win. Right? So that's one way, and that's a tried and tested way, and that way has actually helped a lot of people. It's not without reason that those fancy stories continue to hold sway. They help a lot of people. So you could use that. Or you could ask yourself, do I need to counter imagination with imagination? There is somebody sitting inside me who has no taste for truth, but has a very fertile imagination. And that one comes up with all kinds of fancy ideas. ब्रह्म निर्गुण है, निराकार है, निरवयव है और अकर्ता भी है. ब्रह्म कुछ नहीं करता. ब्रह्म एकमात्र सत्य है, जगत है ही नहीं, तो कौन सा जगत है जिसे ब्रह्म चलाए? ठीक? ब्रह्म सिर्फ उनके लिए है जो प्रबल तत्वज्ञानी हो, जो जगत की निस्सारता स्पष्ट देख रहे हो, ब्रह्म उनके लिए है. और इसीलिए ब्रह्म की कोई पूजा नहीं होती, क्योंकि पूजा करने के लिए दो चाहिए. ब्रह्म माने विशुद्ध अद्वैत. अगर ब्रह्म मात्र है तो तुम पूजा कैसे करोगे? कौन किसकी पूजा कर रहा है? पूजा करते ही दो बना दिए ना, दो बना दी. तो ब्रह्म की उपासना जैसा कुछ हो नहीं सकता. कोई कहे मैं ब्रह्म का उपासक हूं, ये बात कोई बहुत जचेगी नहीं. हालांकि भाव समझ में आता है, ब्रह्म की उपासना कहें आप, क्या ब्रह्म की उपासना करते हैं तो भाव समझ में आ रहा है कि आप ब्रह्म के निकट जाना चाहते हैं, आप सत्य के निकट जाना चाहते हैं. लेकिन फिर भी तात्विक दृष्टि से ये बात ठीक नहीं हुई कि ब्रह्म की उपासना. ब्रह्म का मतलब जब कुछ शेष नहीं है, ये सब जो आपको दिखाई देता है, ये आपके लिए बिल्कुल महत्वहीन हो जाए, आपका अपना अस्तित्व ही आपके लिए महत्वहीन हो जाए, अहंकार आपका एकदम शून्य हो जाए, तब ब्रह्म है. ये ब्रह्म और ईश्वर में बहुत अंतर है. ईश्वर वो जो सिद्धांत के अनुसार जगत को रचता है. ब्रह्म वो जिसके सामने जगत है ही नहीं. ब्रह्म वो जिसके सामने जगत है ही नहीं, जगत माया है. तो इसीलिए जो विशुद्ध अद्वैती होगा वो ईश्वर को भी माया ही मानता है. कहता है ब्रह्म पर जब माया का विक्षेप हो जाता है तो ईश्वर आता है. लेकिन उसको छोड़िए, अभी चूंकि हम तो वो लोग हैं जो जगत को मान्यता देते हैं, हमारे लिए तो जगत है और असली है, सच्चा है. तो फिर एक ईश्वर का सिद्धांत खड़ा होता है कि अगर ये जगत है तो इसको चलाने वाला भी लगता है कि कोई होगा. तो उसके लिए फिर ईश्वर को सामने लाया जाता है कि एक ईश्वर है जो दिखता तो नहीं है, अदृश्य है, निराकार है, वगैरह वगैरह, पर है, अस्तित्वमान है. और यदि अस्तित्वमान है तो फिर वो जगत का ही तलका हो गया ना, क्योंकि जगत भी क्या है? अस्तित्वमान. ईश्वर को भी आप मानते हो कि ईश्वर है. आप कहते हो ये मेज है, ये माइक है, ये मग है, ऐसे ही आप बोल देते हो ईश्वर है. अगर है तो वो भी इन्हीं के तलका हो गया. I have spoken against the superstitions related to ghosts and spirits and souls and whatnot. People have said that every single argument that you are giving against the existence of ghosts and spirits also denies the existence of God. We could pick the same arguments, and the way they cut down the existence of ghosts, they can equally well be used to deny the existence of God. So are you denying the existence of God as well? And that surprised me. I said, yes. I mean, God as it exists in popular imagination is nothing but the dualistic counterpart of ghosts. So if I'm saying ghosts cannot exist for such reasons, those reasons work both ways. They take down God as well. God and truth are not the same thing. Spirituality is about seeking the truth. God and gods and goddesses and all the stories that we have read about this and that, obviously they come from our own mind. उसको आत्मा बोल लो, उसको ब्रह्म बोल लो. तो क्या कहा उपनिषदों ने? उपनिषदों ने कहा कि सच्चाई जो है वो तुमसे आयामगत रूप से अलग है. ये पहली बात. दूसरी बात, वो सच्चाई तुम्हारे भीतर ही है, क्योंकि अहम हो तुम और साफ हो गए तो वही सच्चाई बन जाओगे तुम. ये है विशिष्टता उपनिषदों की. इस विशिष्टता को बहुत ध्यान से समझो. पहली बात, जो सर्वोपरि है, जो सच्चा है, जो प्रथम है, वो तुम्हारे जैसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. वो तुमसे आयामगत रूप से अलग है, डायमेंशनली डिफरेंट है. दूसरी बात, वो तुमसे इतनी दूर का डायमेंशनली डिफरेंट है, लेकिन फिर भी बहुत बहुत निकट है तुम्हारे. तुम्हें बस अपने भ्रम छोड़ने हैं. समझ में आ रही? Most people blame the shape of things on earth on God. Most people say God is the Father, the Creator. So if things on earth are ugly, who is responsible? God. And they say accept it. Isn't that a great fad in spirituality? Accept things as they are. When you say accept things as they are, what you're saying is, after all, this is God's wish. How can you not accept it? If things are totally rotten, why are they rotten? Who is the prime mover? God. He's the doer. He did it. And if he did it, who are you to not to accept his wish, his designs? In fact, you should accept what he's doing and say, whatever God does is for the good. किसी ईश्वर ने गेमर साहब संसार नहीं बनाया है, ये बच्चों की कहानियां हैं, सबसे पहले इससे बाहर आइए। छोटा बच्चा पूछता है, जे किन्ने बनाया? तो मम्मा क्या बोलती है? नहीं, मम्मा बोलती है जे शॉप वाले भैया ने बनाया, क्योंकि शॉप के पीछे कोई फैक्ट्री भी होगी अभी, तो मम्मा कैसे समझाए उसको, बबुए को? तो बस इतना बोल देती है कि जे बनाया शॉप वाले भैया ने, ठीक है? तो पूछता है जे किन्ने बनाया? अच्छा, फिर अगर बहुत ज्यादा वो आत्म निरीक्षण वाला बबुआ है तो कहता जे किन्ने बनाया? तो मम्मा कह देती हमने बनाया। ऐसी बात आगे आगे बढ़ती रहती है, तो बबुआ फिर पूछ लेता है जे सब किन्ने बनाया? तो मम्मा क्या बोल देती है? भगवान जी ने बनाया। ये बच्चों वाली बातें है ना, कि जैसे हर चीज को कोई बनाता है वैसे ही इस दुनिया को भी किसी ने बनाया होगा। अध्यात्म बच्चों के लिए नहीं है, तो भगवान जी ने दुनिया बनाई, इस बात से जरा ऊपर बढ़ो, आगे बढ़ो। अध्यात्म इससे नहीं शुरू करता जे किन्ने बनाया। अध्यात्म पहले पूछता है क्या ये है भी, यदि है तो किसके लिए है? ये चीज दिखाई पड़ रही है, मैं इसको देख रहा हूं, मेरा इसका रिश्ता क्या है? कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि ये मुझसे है, मैं इससे हूं। What is God? God is a beyondness. God is that which cannot be touched, not spoiled. God is that which is not available to be transacted. अध्यात्म बिल्कुल नहीं कहता कि आपको किसी भगवान या ईश्वर पर विश्वास होना चाहिए, करना होगा, बिल्कुल भी नहीं। समझिएगा, शुरुआत कहां से होती है अध्यात्म की? अध्यात्म का अर्थ होता है मार्मिक अर्थ भी और शाब्दिक अर्थ भी, स्वयं को जानना, स्वयं को साफ जानना, गहराई से जानना। अधि आत्म, अधि आत्म।
You will never be able to prove or disprove God through intellectual gymnastics. This is not running away from challenge. He says it will always be impossible to grab God with your intellect. You say, I want to grab him, my intelligence, conclusive evidence of God. Hindus say you will never do that. Because your ability to understand and use your intellectual capacity is not enough for you to be able to grab God. You will not do it, thankfully. Otherwise God becomes a little lapdog. Say, hello body, come here. It becomes a lapdog of your intellect. It is much more subtle than your intellect. So it's not saying it is irrational. It doesn't like the word irrational. It says your ability to rationalize falls short of the target. So you say, where is the proof of God?
Then the question still remains much the same. Even if you are the one projecting the world, who created you and why? So let's say you are the one who created the world. Then the name is saying only the creator God knows why and when he created you. Substitute the world with yourself. Why does God create world? Why does God create you? All right, let's answer it. Why does God create what? You said you. Why did God create man? The question of has been substituted by the question of creation of man. You are saying the question of creation of world is not an important one, because the world is created by man. So we are not talking of the question of creation of man. What is the question? Why did God create man? Okay. So why did God create man? I'm asking why did God create what? What? Man. Man. What is that? What is that? Yes, Abhilash, what is that? Man. You're asking me, why did God create man? I'm asking back to you, why did God create what? You say man. I'm asking what is that? Explain that to me first. If I'm asking why did A create B, must I first of all not know what A and B are?
It is possible to come face to face with this concept that we call God. Unless you experience God for yourself, you can always say, I am not sure. I need to see. Look, in other religions they say, believe in God and die and everything will work out for you. The Hindu religion said, no. Belief is just the starting point of your religious journey. It's just the beginning. You're beginning your search, so you have a belief system. Otherwise, you can't start your journey. But once you start your journey, it doesn't stay just believe and die. That's terrible. He says, you must take belief to its conclusion. You must be able to actually experience God for yourself, not your prophet, not your scripture is written in the books, in the Bhagavad Gita. Good for Bhagavad Gita. Unless I see God face to face myself, or experience this thing called spirit, or Brahman or Atman myself, I will not believe it. The Hindu said, be like that. Be tough on yourself. So what is the Hindu conclusion? He said the only proof of God the Hindus accept is not through its intellectual gymnastics. He said it in fact agrees that this intellectual gymnastics will fall short of the target, will never prove or disprove God. It agrees with that. So it agrees with the challenges. He's saying because God is much more severe and stronger than your intellectual capacities, it will fail. You won't be able to grab him with your intellect. See how logical we are and how honest we are. So we are saying until you see God, be agnostic. Say, I don't know. Be honest. Because the intelligent argument I offered seemed to kind of fall short. And I recognize that and I say, this is not good enough. I need to face God. And see, when you look at your own tradition, you will find many individuals in the recent past who come face to face with God. Suppose you come across the story of Mira or Tukaram or various saints from South India, and they claim first an experience. They are the fountainhead, the source of religion, because they are coming face to face with this reality called God. And that is where you go down to the fountainhead, the heart of religion, to discover whether God is for real or not for real. So mere just gymnastics, that's why we're doing gymnastics, which I've just done some gymnastics with you and showed you how I can do somersaults and everything. And you enjoy that because you say, yeah, that's clever. Like all this causation, teleology, seems to fall short. It's good it falls short. Otherwise, God will be captured with intelligence. In that case, intelligence is bigger than your God now. He caught it. See? It can never do that. So we are not frightened by intelligence. We are saying it will deliberately not be caught because it's much more subtle. It is much more dramatic and first hand. You see God. You don't need to work on it and drink cups of coffee and work it out. You just enjoy God. You come face to face. Only proof of God the Hindus accept is first an experience. So we go from the idea of a belief system, Shraddha, to the idea of Sakshatkar, first-hand encounter. You've seen this film, Encounter of the Third Kind, the alien coming or something. This is called Encounter of the First Kind. You, first-hand, must see God face to face. Unless you see God for yourself, you can never be absolutely sure about it. This is the conclusion of the religion. Sakshatkar, first-hand experience of God is the only proof of God. And when you tell anybody, suppose you talk to an atheist, a humanist, and you say that, look, this is what we are insisting. We are saying that belief system is just a starting point. I have Shraddha and believe in God. You must take it to its conclusion. I must come face to face with this thing called Atman or Brahman or Vishnu or Shiva or Mother Goddess. I must encounter her firsthand. Then I can be sure about God. Otherwise, every attempt I make will fall short of the target. We agree. So, suppose you say, okay, that sounds good, but I haven't seen God. So what is the attitude? Look at the mature Hindu attitude. Again, I'm using Swami Vivekananda's teaching. He said, always be honest with yourself and say, I have not come face to face with God. So at best I can be an agnostic. Look, Hinduism allows you to be an agnostic. So until I see God, I'm an agnostic. I don't know. But I'm going to keep my eyes open because I think there is something to it, and I'm going to explore this until I come face to face with it. When I come face to it, then I say, I know, I'm sure. This is the crucial test. So the source of authority of Hindu religion is not some books. It is individuals who say, I have come face to face with God. God is a matter of experience for me. And these are the special grand personalities of the Hindu religion. And the term we have defined in your M module, the founders or the proponents of Hindu religion, the title we give them is Rishi. Rishi means first-hand encounters. People who see God, who are able to experience God for themselves. And got hundreds of them, thousands of them throughout the ages, not only in 5,000 years ago, but even in recent times you get personal. I say, God is not a matter of book learning for me, not a matter of intellectual acceptance. Yes, I thought about it. Yes, it must be there. Actually, I face Him. I see Him face to face. People like that are the only way you can say these are the closest people who are talking about God, not matter of intelligence and, oh yes, less clever, Pandit, I can work it out. It doesn't work. You need to see God for yourself, to be charged up. This is the only proof of God the Hindus accept. First-hand experience.